I hope you guys are having a good night. You guys ready? We're going to play some DDO. Super excited. Gonna lock in. We're gonna get ready. We're gonna try to get some levels. I'm level 24. I'm getting close to hitting level 25. I reincarnated my main. This is my main. As a monk. And we're going to play. Normally I'm a warlock on this character, but I decided to do the monk. The build that I had been playing on my first life character, just to see how it did on a character with a lot of past lives. And it's something to do. Like, when I reincarnate, I could take the monk archetypes. I could... I still need a couple of lives for my completionist, so, like, there's a few things that I can do when I reincarnate. I just haven't decided yet. We're not sure. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna save. I'm gonna come back out here because I can do this. I'm a little bit low, right? 24. Guys, I love this outfit. I absolutely love this outfit. This is the coffer that they just gave. Like, you can buy it on the store. It sucks that, like, I think one of the best outfits that's ever been in the game is like a sort of like a what they'd call pay to win, but as someone who's played a lot of Star Wars The Old Republic and played a lot of Sith characters, this looks like Force corrupted Sith Lord. It looks a little bit like Revan's armor. If you guys have seen Revan's armor set from that game. And a lot of the Emperor's, like, his Force magic has this sort of like purple glowy look to it. So it's just really cool. It reminds me a lot of Star Wars, so I'm like totally happy to run around in it. This here, we might as well do these, right? Like, this is a super common, a lot of people run this because it's an easy way to farm for the tokens in order to reincarnate, right? But this particular quest line also has some really good lore. We get to go into a cultist base and hunt the Lords of Dust, which is basically a cult who are obsessed with Kyber and the imprisoned fiends that are there, right? That's a little bit different. It's something that isn't really talked about anywhere, maybe in the game lore. When you're reading these quests, it's not something that's like super obvious, but the way that Eberron and Forgotten Realms are a lot different is in the way that it deals with magic. Eberron is the three dragons, Kyber, Sybaris, and Eberron, right? Or whatever. They're the three dragons. I don't know if they're sisters or whatever, but... And one is the dragon below, one is the dragon above, and then we're actually running around on the dragon in the middle. That's like the material plane, right? And all the magic that we use in Eberron comes from those dragons. So, like, it's completely different than the Forgotten Realms, which comes from the weave, right? Which Mystra, the goddess of magic, was like in charge of until she was killed. And then they had the spell plague. And now it's sort of like you've got all these dead magic and wild magic zones. It's just, we just got that sort of stuff in the Myth Draenor update in Dungeons and Dragons Online. That has to do with that city in the the Forgotten City, that history. But there's also something else going on in the Forgotten Realms called the Spell Plague, which has nothing at all to do with Eberron. Like, if you look at the different systems of the way magic comes, like, Mystra is not here in Eberron. So the whole idea, we're going into this cult to go, these people are obsessed with the dragon below, and that's a source of power. But we're a monk, so we don't really care about that. Yeah, we're headed into Stormreach's underbelly. So something else that's really interesting about Stormreach is that it's a pirate haven that's built on top of like these haunted giant ruins. That's something that is super interesting, and one of the reasons that we are sort of constantly assaulted by stuff anytime we go into a quest. Like, literally, if you go into any quest it's not only like for the game itself, but like the lore of the game.
Novice, stay
One of the reasons why like these really simple quests in the harbor are just overrun with monsters is because the city's built on these like weird ruins. And there's all sorts of crazy cults everywhere, right? Like, so I'm doing R4. This should not be too super difficult. I'll show you guys the build that I'm doing. It's basically the same build that I've been talking about. We need XP too, so we're gonna break everything.
Their souls are cleansed. However, there may be more of them. We must press on. I shall go this way and dispatch the rest of this filth. You go this way. Novice, come with me.
Alright, so let me show you guys what I'm doing. So it's the same exact thing that I've been doing, except this character has a lot more power. Right? So we're 45 points in Ninja Spy. And I'm using agility. That raises my dodge cap. So that's good. My dodge is 45. We're using stealthy, so if we need to sneak, if we need to regen mana, that just increases our mana regen. And we can also do that while we do Embrace the Void, which we have blasted all the way up. So we're getting a lot. We have all of the tier 5s. Somebody asked me, why would I, as a range character, use Touch of Death? That's a melee ability. That's correct, but there's a passive associated with that that gives us +3 to hit and damage as long as we're centered, and we want as much hit and damage as we can get, right? So over here, pretty standard, not worth, I mean, we could have tried to push for that last point to get the extra 20% movement speed debuff, but I mean, you know, in the grand scheme of things, we're moving so fast anyway. We do have this Hunter's Focus that we need to take advantage of, and then also here we've got the extra stacking up to 25, so all I have to do is basically just move a little bit and start building up stacks for that. I have a bunch of different stars on me. So I have the Snow Star, which gives me 15 to 20 crit. That's really good, but I've also found like I'm carrying the Compass Rose, which gives me a Metalene, which I was having like a trouble hitting stuff with the Snow Star. So gotta kill that Fear Reaper. Oh god. Alright, there we go. So if I use the Snow Star, I should be using the Snow Star on these guys because I'll get bigger hits. But it's something that I noticed. Like, I forget what I was fighting. I just wasn't able to hit it. So I grabbed that. And I also have that arc ricochet. That's not that good, though. Might as well talk about this stuff. And I have a lot of racial points on this character. So I'm getting dodge from here. I'm getting a couple of imbued eye from there. And I took a couple of these weapon training. And then over here we get 3 imbued eye for these. We're getting some hit points for that. This gives us our passive key gen, and then Embrace the Void just allows us to when we do our meditate. This also though gives us +3 to our dodge cap, which is pretty cool. And then the epics that we're doing, it's exactly the same as I've done. So we're gonna go all the way into Sharati, Shadow Dancer, and then Fate Singer. And right now we're doing, like, we've got the damage boost here, and we've got the damage boost for that. We've also got, like, the double striking energy drain immunity here, sneak attack there, and then we're using Hunt's End. So we actually have 3 big hits that we can do. Hunt's End, our Epic Strike is Pluck the String, and then we have the AoE Arrow of Discord. So it gives us the ability to like nuke. If we got like a Reaper, we could nuke it really quick. Hunt's End hits really hard. That was the Hunt's End right there. And the Epic Strike hits really well. I tried to AoE everyone at the door there. There is a Plague Reaper coming. Let's see if I can get him. Yeah, I've got him marked. I missed him with that. But we got him. We hit him with our AoE. I love how fast I move as a monk. It's so cool. I used to main a monk when they first came out. Wow, she hit me with something that hurts, man. The one thing that I'm noticing is that my elemental resists are low. And, like, I'm taking a ton of damage from, like, elemental... Like, is she hitting me with burning blood? That's just so... You wouldn't even think that burning blood would do any damage at all, but... I want to get like 500 hit points and then I'll turn around. Alright, she's almost dead, right? There we go. I wonder how that last fight against the Rakshas is going to be, because he does a lot of elemental damage as well. It's not even that they're that bad. Just gonna have to be careful. All right, there we go. We one-shotted that Death Knight. That was pretty cool. So I have not played Baldur's Gate patch 8 yet. I tried to update my game, but it kept crashing my computer, so I had to just uninstall everything. Eventually, I'll try it again. I've been playing a few games, actually. Last Epoch did an update, so I've been playing that. I've been doing a, like a ranger, whatever, archer. Pretty cool. I was going to do some Path of Exile too, but I tried the new character class. I forget what it's called. I just didn't like it, so I kind of paused. I'm gonna wait until there's something that I like. Either that or I'll go back and I'll try a minion build. Okay, there's a Plague Reaper chasing me around. I played an awesome game called Detroit Become Human. If you guys haven't seen that game, I highly recommend it. It's super cool. Really, really cool game. Loved it. Not breaking the altar. Alright, so this dude, I don't know, is he gonna do a lot of, like, elemental damage to me? We're gonna move around and try to not get hit. Okay, I just took negative damage, so I need to hit myself with a death ward. Okay. Alright, we got him with our epic strike. I've also been playing a game called Subnautica. Maybe you guys have heard of that. I got all these games on Steam, like, super cheap. So, like, Detroit Become Human, I think I got it for, like, 11 bucks. Subnautica was on sale. I think it was, like, 70 or 80% off. The first one, anyway. It's a super cool game. I've also been doing Lotro, Lord of the Rings Online. They're doing their anniversary right now. So, like, I moved to a 64-bit server, and I've got... So now I'm on Glamdring, which is the 64-bit server there, and got my whole account there from Brandywine. And now this is the 18th anniversary, I believe. So, like, I picked up all of my 18th anniversary rewards and my title and all that stuff. Super cool. There's 2 Fear Reapers, bro. Alright, we just erased that Fear Reaper with our epic strike. See if we can erase a Geralith. There, we took him out with the Hunt's End. Yeah, so basically, they have some really cool rewards, cosmetics, and things like that for the anniversary events for that game. So usually I log in, I do it every April. Super cool. Still have 7 minutes. Yeah, this Inquisitor I'm worried about.
My children, give to the glory of our cause. Stand aside. Let my minions kill this filth.
Alright, here we go. Here's the target dummy. Go ahead, guys. Attack the target dummy. Alright, that's not the best thing in the game. The target dummy. Look at them all. So cool. They need to put a target dummy on the store and sell it to us. Alright, he was easy. He dotted me though. Let's see how this dude is. He used to be super difficult. I think they kind of nerfed him though. 'Cause he used to be super tough, but... Yeah, he's dead. Easy. Hey, we got our level too. How about that? And we'll get a token. Ah, there's a Fear Reaper. Do I even have? Gonna have to look and see if I have something here. Took a lot of damage. Yeah, I could have got like tangle root buffs, I guess, for elemental resists. I could always do that, but I could also go get potions. Okay, there we go. Oh, we almost deleted him with our epic strike. Okay. This next room can be probably like one of the harder parts, so... Try to get that champion priestess there. Can I mark her? Yes, okay, there we go. Alright, she's dead. Okay, I got both of the champions right away. That's good, that's good. Alright, there's a wizard. Oh, see that? Wow. I I'm just wondering, did they buff it? Or am I just like super susceptible to that now? Feel like I've seen a lot more damage for elemental. Like, oh god, dude, I'm gonna die here. Well, I've got deflect arrow, but I guess you can't really deflect more than one. I had 3 people shooting at me, right? So scary. My gear is okay. I'm wearing a 5-piece Epic Salt Marsh and then a 3-piece Sharon Wall Watch. And I've got my Voice of the Master, Lightfoot Greaves, and then I'm wearing like crafted ring and belt. My offhand just gives me basically like armor piercing. The double strike doesn't matter. Not optimal, but usually I play caster, so I don't really have a lot of gear for this sort of character. Okay, gotta get rid of that priestess. Ow. Oh, that's a champ. That's why. Okay, the champ is dead. Priestess. Yeah, she's next. Okay, priestess is dead. Okay, Plague Reaper. I still hear... Oh, there he is. Okay. Oh, there's another one. I need some key. What other games have I been playing? Let's see. Red Dead Redemption 2 I've been playing. Super cool. It's not as cool as I was hoping. It's really good though. But I was hoping I'd be a little bit freer to do certain things, but you're kind of like on a rail. You know, you're going through like a story. But it's really good. Oh, there's a Reaper chasing me. What is he? Famine Reaper. Yeah, I recommend it. I'll tell you my biggest complaint about it is like I wanted to make a character, but because you're doing a story, they give you like the character you play, you can't change it. You can't change the way he looks. Like I think you could dress him up differently later, but like they don't really give you a lot of freedom. I thought I was going to be able to make a character, but you can't do that. Right? I was gonna make Angel Eyes from Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, but I couldn't. Like, you basically have to play their character, so that's my biggest complaint. Otherwise, it's really good. It's very cinematic. It's very Detroit Become Human is also like cinema. Like that's a cinema game. Like you're playing a movie basically. And that game is really well done. Like as far as that goes, you get to play a bunch of different characters. You can't change how you look really, but it's good. They did a good job with that game, which is interesting because I think that game is like 5 or 6 years old now. So, like, I'm surprised I just found it now. And I haven't really heard a lot of people talk about it, so I think it kind of fell off the radar, but it's really worth, like, it's worth playing. Oh, there's a champ. Here's who. Alright, he's dead. What else? I finished Diablo Season 7. I liked it. I liked the witchcraft things that they did, the powers. I thought it was cool. I did hardcore. I got my Paragon to like, I want to say maybe 240 or something like that, which isn't very high, but it was fun. The only thing I didn't do on hardcore was Uber Lilith. But it's only because, like, I can do Lilith. I know the pattern, but that's the thing. Like, if you make a mistake, like, if you're running that pattern and, like, your foot gets hitched on a rock and you make one mistake, you're dead. And then hardcore, you're deleted, right? Like, so I just didn't feel like wasting all that time just to get Lilith on hardcore. I got her on the normal server, right? So no need. And I did get my unique, like my my artifact or whatever they call it there. So it's not like I needed to kill her to get the spark. I was able to get the spark that I would have got from her by doing the witchcraft thing, so a lot of very angry Rakshasas here, huh? Okay, we got them all. I don't know. Is this dude worth a lot of XP? I forget. Some champion just hit me. That dude right there. Gotta get rid of him. Alright, he's gone. Yeah, we do okay against the like the AoE fireballs. It's when they do like the single target dot damage on us that we just get tore up. Alright, I'm gonna AoE them all. Get right in the middle of them. Ammo. There. Yeah. It's really nice to have that AoE. That's super cool. Oh, there's a champ. Oh, the boss is a champ, bro. Stay away from me. Alright, we got him stunned. Got him stunned again. Hit him with my epic strike. He got a lot of hit points, this dude. Probably not worth doing him for 8,000 hit points, 8,000 XP. It's not really worth the time. But I should put out the target dummy for them. Rakshasa have their hands on backwards. Oh, we one-shotted that Lightbringer. That's something you never see happen, because usually they can regen, right? Gotta get the priestess. Okay, she's almost dead. I need to refresh my death board, right? Yeah, this is the boss fight right here, right? So, Miss Shrine. Tanya, good to see you. Yeah, I made it back, man. I was in rehab. I was in rehab for this. You guys know what this is? This is called the Carmex Worse Than Heroin. We're clean. Now, I think we're about 2.5 hours clean. So. Stay away. Oh, that's the other thing I've been playing. Schedule 1. You guys playing Schedule 1? Schedule 1's probably game of the year. Hands down. And they're going to add Carmex to it. So you'll be able to sell Carmex along with the crystal meth and cocaina. I highly recommend Schedule 1 if you haven't played it. Super fun. Alright, we're going to get some key. Schedule 1. Yeah, I'm memeing, man. See, I wasn't really in rehab unless you count Carmex as a legit addiction. I don't mean to make light of it either, though. Like, if anybody's got a real addiction, it's a serious thing. But Carmex sucks. Don't use it, kids. Say no. Actually, wow, wouldn't it be interesting if, like, Carmex eventually saw this and they're like, hey, that's pretty funny. We want you as a sponsor. And then I'd be, like, stuck sponsoring because I can't stop using it. I need Death Ward. There we go. Oh, bro. What the F with that champ? Did they buff champ power? This is what I mean. Like, what the... I'm gonna die. This is so stupid. Alright, the dot fell off of me. I don't know which one did it. Is he dead? It's a champ that's in there. Can't... No, it's him. Ah, I just noticed him at the last second. On hit poison. Damage boost. I feel like on hit acid, on hit poison, damage boost. I feel like they buff damage. I might be wrong, right? But I mean, it just feels like it. Maybe on my warlock with all of the temporary hit points, I don't notice that kind of stuff because I'm just constantly blasting myself with hit points. But on a character without that, I'm just like feeling it for the first time. But that was an insane amount of damage really quick from that one champ. It was literally that one champ that killed us. All the other mobs didn't matter at all. It was that one, and I didn't notice it until it was too late. And here's the idiotic thing about this, you know, the biggest L about this game is that, right, like there's no way for me to res without thinking about this in the future. Like, I can do my Gibbers blade. I have a Gibbers, right? But I would be cursed and dying. I'd only have a minute. And there's no shrine in here. Like, there's no way for me to get through this barrier to get back to the shrine that's right there. Like, even if I res and become a ghost, I can't get through this barrier. I don't think there's a way for me to, like, click that. So, like, I'm basically stuck here. So what I could do to salvage this is I could go over here, become a wraith, and then I could, like, summon, do I have any hirelings out? A hireling, right? It won't let me open the hireling book. But, like, I could summon, I could hide, I'll summon a character that can resurrect me. So what do you guys normally do? Well, what they want you to do is to buy the cake and just res, or you can actually do, like, the reviving quest and pay, I think it's 35 Astral Shards, which comes out to about $47 US now with the tariffs, right? But we don't want to do that, right? Because we don't want to do the whole pay-to-win bullshit. So if we're going to actually try to figure out how to get out of this problem, I do have some solutions. I would have to guarantee that the person that I summon isn't going to aggro those dudes right there. So that means that I can't summon them. There's basically nowhere. Maybe right here would be like a safe spot. Maybe. In the other room, there's a whole bunch of stuff that spawns, but maybe the other room is the place to go. Like right here. So we might as well try it. Okay, so, and now I need a character that can res me, right? And I'm running out of time. So let's do Karaneth. Alright, Karaneth. You must be closer. Alright, can't do Karaneth. Let's do this one, Rana. Rana's a gold seal, so I can summon her anywhere. Alright, so we're going to turn her off so she doesn't attack. And then what I need to do is not move. Because I'm going to die again. And then Karaneth is going to res me. She's only level 14, so she'll die almost instantly if anything sees her. But I'm gonna Gibbers, I'm gonna die in 4 seconds, and then she'll res me, And then we should be able to, like, proceed killing that champ. Now, hopefully we don't get another double damage dot champ. That champ is just crazy boosted with damage, right? So we'll see. Because if that happens again, I'll probably die and I won't be able to chippers out of it. Okay, so that's our death penalty. So now we're good to be rezzed. Alright, so what I want to do is get some key, because I'm going to need a lot of key for this. So I stealthed to get the extra boost, and now I'm doing my meditation. Might as well, since she's still here, I might as well hit myself with some heals from her. I'm gonna do another meditation, by the way. I'm gonna try to get up like 120-ish, somewhere around there. And I'd like all my death penalties to be off before we go and start fighting. Alright, 130. So we have a really good amount of key. That's good. We're just gonna wait for that death penalty to go off. I might do it again. I think that I'm gonna do it and just get even more. I'll just throw a target dummy. I think we'll try the Snow Star, since that'll give us our biggest hits. And then if I have to switch it, I will. Okay, here we go. Alright. So we're gonna build up our stacks of Archer's Focus before we go and deal with this. Got almost 200 key. And I'm just basically waiting for the number to jump, and then I move, and then let it stack up again. Alright, there it is. I'm gonna try to get it close to like 25, and then we'll be good to go. That'll mean that our damage will be the highest. Right there we are at 21. Alright, there we are. Alright, so there's that. There's that. There's that wizard right there. Alright, he's dead. Alright, they're all dead. So I'm gonna throw down... Actually, you know what? These are just spiders, right? So I don't need to worry about it now. I'm gonna save the target dummy for when I get a whole bunch of other stuff here. Alright, the Fear Reaper's dead. So we don't really care about normal mobs, right? We don't really care about champ spiders either, like, although they do a lot of damage, right? But all we really care about are like champ casters. Those are the ones that'll like kill us really quick. So of the drow that are coming, I don't see any champs. That's good news. Yeah, so the moral of the story is totally worth farming a Gibber's Blade. Right, they're super handy to have. Right, there's a champ spider. Yeah, he's dead. That's good. There's another champ. Okay. Okay, I see one champ in there. Two champs. It's a spider. It's a Famine Reaper. Okay. Want that Arborian dead? He's dead. Great. Okay. Alright, I still have plenty of key, so I have enough for a target dummy once we start getting, like, the Hirzus. I think I'm gonna throw it out when we get the bosses. No, don't really care about these. There is a Famine Reaper. Oh, there's a bunch of Reapers. There's 3 Reapers? I think. Alright, we need to kill one of those Famine Reapers. Alright, it's a Plague Reaper and a Famine Reaper. Famine. Got him targeted. Okay, he's dead. There's the other Famine Reaper. Alright, that Famine Reaper's dead. Here's Plague Reaper. Alright, Plague Reaper is dead. It's good. Okay, perfect. Alright, I still have 100 key. So these are archers, right? So I want to make sure that I... Oh, and there's a Fear Reaper there. Okay, Fear Reaper's dead. Alright, so here... Throw out the target dummy right now. And hopefully they go after it. I still have Death Ward on? I do. Alright, she should be dead. One more Epic Strike on her. Okay, and now I can focus on this dude here. Gonna do another Reaper power boost. And just cycle through. I'm almost out of key, but that's okay. We're just gonna basically spam him. So that's the Snow Star. It's okay. I'm gonna switch to this Metaween one and see if it helps make the damage any bigger. It doesn't look like it did. No. So we'll go back to the Snow Star. That dude hit really hard, by the way. 170,000 is really good. Do I want to do this next one? No. So we were able to save that quest with the Gibberish Blade. And a gold seal higher, right? So kind of it is a little bit still pay to win because you have to get a gold seal by buying it. It is a complaint. Like, you should be able to play this game and, like, earn a reward. Like, let's say you turn in, like, 5 sagas, you should be able to pick, like, a gold seal higher or something like that. Like, I think that there should be a way to earn everything that you can buy in the store in the game eventually. Maybe not something like the patron coffers because, like, they're specifically... They're not really going to help you win, right? They're just cosmetics. But something like a gold seal. Gold seals are super useful. So here, it's pretty easy. We're just going to do double shot here, but there's a bunch of different things that we could do. But on the build, it's double shot, so we're basically doing it exactly the same as I have listed, right? So the build is posted. So double shot, we already took Holy Strike, we took combat archery already, we took overwhelming critical already. For my stances, I'm using skill mastery, I'm using enchant weapon, I'm using colors of the queen, and I'm using brace. Probably what would be better for me to use, since I'm like soloing and running around and taking a lot of damage instead of colors of the queen, would probably be fast healing. So I'll try that. I've also got Shatterkai on as my iconic stance. So that will, like, basically it just helps keep me alive if I take a bunch of damage. It's really the only one that's sort of useful for us. There probably are some other of these, but not really. Like, if I look at all this stuff, like, I could do double shot, which I probably should, but that's hit points, so what would that turn off this one? Yeah, I'd have to swap out. So, like, we could do double shot or fast healing. I feel like the extra healing, because my main complaint is I'm just taking so much damage. I think that will help us. Of these, like, I already have a Quiver of Alacrity, so I don't need that. That's attack and damage with melee. Purple Dragonite is always good. Morning Lord wouldn't help us. The Chaos Mancer, nah, I don't really need that. I'm a monk. I can already do my Abundant Step. Blade Forge, we don't need repair. Azamar, double strike, doesn't matter. We're not doing melee. So, like, really, Shatterkai is probably the best. We're almost done with all the racials. I think I only have Elf and Tabaxi left. We took dodge, mobility, deflect, precision, improved crit. I mean, you guys can see the build if you want to try it out. It works really good. Archer's focus, point blank. Quick draw we're getting from a gem, I think. Rapid shot, shot on the run. Shuriken expertise we get as a drow. If you decide to do a non-drow, you have to take that as a feat, right? So that's something to consider. I actually made a note of that on the build. And then we take 10,000 stars. Yeah, drow get Shuriken expertise as a free feat, which is one of the reasons why a lot of throwers, people do drow. But you can do any race that you want. It really doesn't matter, as long as you remember to take that feat. So let's see if we have any 25 gear. We do. We have a ring. So this is the ring I craft for myself. I make this ring all the time. It's sheltering, spell resistance, and then it has insightful spell saves. And then I try to get a double slot. Usually I do fear immunity in one of the slots, and then that sapphire resistance is just extra. I technically, yeah, I mean, it upgrades that resistance +6, but if I only had one, I wouldn't take the extra resist. I'd probably just do the fear immunity. It's worth having fear immunity if you're not a fear immune race, because it'll protect you from things like Phantasmal Killer and other nasty things. We got a golden guile. We'll save it. And for my Reaper points, this character almost has 100. So I've got quite a bit to use when I level up. Let's see, what level is this? 25. So technically, I can pop these points out here. And I can put a point there and a point there. And then over here, basically, I don't need this. I don't really need spell DCs. So what I'll do is I'll blast up that, because like having a point in this will give me an extra point. Probably like better use of the points would be here and here, I think. For now. That's fine. You guys who are used to like min-maxing Reaper points, maybe you can let me know if there's a better way to do it. That's really good news for us on Cormyr. They're making us a normal server. We can't beat that, right? That's good. So everybody who put in the work over there and helped them sort that out, like we're gonna get free gold rolls for a couple of months. That's really good. And then hopefully, like, we'll see what happens with the plans, what they're going to do for the North American 64-bit servers. We know they're adding one for Europe, right? Like the EU will get one. But whether or not they add a second one for the US, I kind of hope that they don't. And that's not because I like love Cormyr or anything like that. It's because what they discovered from Lord of the Rings Online was that the 64-bit server population cap is somewhere around like 3,300 people. Somewhere, let's say 3,500 is the ceiling, right? Well, that being said, I'm not sure that we even get 3,500 people logging into DDO. Like, I think like our population for the game, we may get that like individual accounts over a month. We might get like 5,000 unique, but like daily online, it's somewhere around like 1,500, 1,200 between 12 and 1500 people. That varies obviously based on like what's going on, what time of year and stuff, but if we add up all the servers, that's it. So like I don't think that we need more than one server. If one server can hold 3,000 people, that's plenty. So like I kind of think Cormare should be like they let everybody just basically merge off of the 32-bit servers onto Cormare. Now, they probably won't do that. They'll probably add another one. But my opinion is that that's just going to fracture an already small community. And then it's going to be like, well, where's everybody going to go? Like, are people going to want to come to Cormare, or will the fact that it had the event and people playing on it already, will that sully the taste in people's mouths, and then now they're just going to want to go to a brand new server? And that means that the community of people who play all the time, including me, because I stream, right? Like, I want to play where everybody else is playing, people that I know, right? So, if for some reason they add another one and people decide that it's going to be that one and not Cormare, that means that I'm going to have to leave that, put my main account onto whatever the new server is, and then eventually move all of my stuff to this, whatever the other server is, because I'm not married to the idea of being on Cormare, but we'll see what they decide. I just kind of think like, even though having one North American server sounds kind of scary because that makes the game feel small, it's like a realistic look at the server sizes. Like, we're not getting, this isn't Path of Exile, we're not getting 500,000 people logging in and playing DDO, right? We're lucky if we get, like I said, you guys can look at the numbers. There's a reason why there's only 6 people watching me on Twitch. I mean, yes, okay, I suck, so that's part of the reason, but also there's just not a lot of people interested in this game. So, I mean, it's unfortunately that's reality, man. That's just where we are. So, I mean, I love this game, but it's not, it's not Path of Exile. It's not, we don't have the numbers. Schedule 1 had 1 million people playing it, and there were 500,000 people streaming, like playing it on Twitch, like viewers watching it. I mean, like, you guys could look now, those numbers are a little bit dated now, but the point is, it's like, if we look at our numbers, like, if you go to DDO audit, you can see how many people are logging into this game. I don't think that they need more than one server in North America. As a matter of fact, I would go so far as to say even their adding an EU server would pull enough people away from our population that it probably would be bad. Right? Because on Sarlona, a lot of the people who play on Sarlona that I run with, they're not in America. We have a lot of people from Asia. We have a lot of people from Europe. We have a lot of people from Australia who log in and play. So it's like, I just think like having too many servers would fracture the community in a way that people complain that hardcore does. And right now we have that, like, where we have servers that are dead. Like Wayfinder, you guys know the servers that don't have a lot going on them. Wayfinder's just one example. I mean, I know that Sarlona is one of the more active servers in the list, right? And there are times when I log into Sarlona often, and it just feels like a ghost town. It's like completely dead. Now, that's not the case. There's always something going on. Especially, like, we have a really solid raiding community on Sarlona. Crazy Whisk, good to see you. Fraggle, good to see you. Hope you guys are having a good night. It's DDO time. We're locked in. We're locked into some DDO. Safety Steve said hi to me. I don't know if you're in stream or if you just said hi in game, but hello. I like that name, Safety Steve. I feel like we're gonna do a PSA. My only point talking about like this sort of stuff is, you know, to start a conversation with you guys. Like, what do you think? Do you think that my take is a good take about this, or do you think more servers would be better? I mean, I kind of want everybody on one server. As weird as that probably sounds, I would like the game to feel like very active and like there's stuff to do and like there's always LFMs, kind of like the game felt with the first couple years. There was just a lot to do. Now it's sort of like what I was saying is on Sarlona, we have a really good raiding community. So if you're a raider, you join a raiding guild, like you log in, there's always going to be something to do because your guild will have some sort of event going on or there'll be something to do, right? But if you just run around solo a lot, it's basically, you know, you can experience what I'm talking about with the ghosts. It feeling like a ghost town, and this is going to vary based on servers. So like some servers feel even worse. Like Sarlona is one of the more active servers and it can be like a massive ghost town. If I go to the marketplace, like I'm the only one there. So even on Cormyr now feels like a ghost town since it's VIP only. It's like our population is way down. We used to have like 100 to 150 people on every night, like at prime time. And now we're lucky if we get half that. We're lucky if we get like 50 people online at the same time now. Because a lot, you know, half of our players were free to play. I kind of stand by what I said in that video that I did about free-to-play and VIP servers, where I think that having a VIP-only server, if it's not some sort of event, really sends a bad message to the free-to-play players, like, because a lot of people who sub and can open quests won't be available. You know, like a lot of groups, like static groups, they'll have like 1 or 2 members that sub, and then a bunch of the other players in the group won't sub. They'll just be free to play. And then they rely on the VIPs in the group to open the quest for them and stuff. If those VIPs are suddenly somewhere else, they won't be able to play like they usually play, and they're going to have to do like the free-to-play experience as it exists right now. And I made some videos about the free-to-play experience. I put them on my YouTube channel. I got stuck in a quest, bro. I got stuck. I went and did a quest that I didn't own. I didn't realize this could even happen. And I got stuck in it. I was able to finish the quest, but then when I tried to recall out, it told me I needed to buy the quest. And I was like, bro, if I didn't know this game and play it for 20 years, I would have uninstalled it and never played it again. If that happened to me in any other game. It's just, I mean, I kind of was expecting something weird to happen, but I just didn't realize the extent of how bad our free-to-play experience is. So I won't get on that soapbox right now because you guys probably don't want to hear it. But the point is, like, I really hope that going forward they take a look at the free-to-play experience and try to modernize it and make it a little bit more player friendly, because there's a lot of games in the marketplace that do that really well. Like Path of Exile is a great example of a game that's 100% free. You don't have to pay a dime to play Path of Exile, and it's got a really solid monetization model, that kind of thing. So, oh, there's a Reaper. We get the Reaper dead. Okay, he's dead. It's hitting me. Yeah, you guys who go to my YouTube channel and watch the stuff, I appreciate you all. If you can, give me a follow over there. A lot of the people who watch my videos, like 80% of the people who watch my stuff aren't subscribed to the channel, and it really helps out. Like, YouTube decides to show the videos to other people who might be new based on, like, you know, that kind of stuff. So that's why it helps. I also realize that my population, people who watch me on Twitch too, this is the same. Twitch and YouTube, it's 99.9% men. So if you're a woman watching, you're like the only woman who watches me. But that's not unusual. Twitch itself is like, that's normal for Twitch. Most of the viewers on Twitch are men. But YouTube, it's not normal. Like, YouTube gets a mix. So, like, I think it's just because it's the D&D gamer space. It's just mostly dudes. So, I mean, that's cool. That's great. It's just it's an interesting piece of data. You know, like, it's one of those things. All right, that looks really good. That looks good. What am I in? Okay, this dude's level 24, and I'm gonna tell him what I'm in. Okay, sorry. Do I have the ability to find this secret door? We'll see. Yep. We like junk loot, right? Alright, I have 143 key. 40, yeah, wow. That's great. I always forget, is this side... Oh, dude, that's a soul of cruelty. Okay, he's dead. Kind of hoping for a new type of event on Cormare. Yeah, so that's not going to happen. We went over it earlier. I don't know if you saw the news, but Cormare is actually becoming a normal server at the end of this month, which is like a week from now, whatever. They're basically turning VIP off. It's going to be a normal server. When they do transfers, people are going to be able to transfer to and from it. It is the first 64-bit server. It's going to be the server recommended to people when they make a new character and log into the game for the first time, right? Like, it'll be like the recommended server. So that means likely that the population is going to spike back up. It was like the top, and then it went down to like the second or third spot. Likely it'll jump back into the first spot again. And then that means, like, if you want to move your account off of the 32-bit servers onto the 64-bit servers, eventually at some point, probably next month, they're going to announce like the server merge. So they'll have like a process where you can move your entire account to a 64-bit server, and then they'll probably also, when they announce like the merge, they'll probably announce too what the plans are for the other 64-bit servers. And that's kind of what I've been talking about, like whether or not we get something else, or whether Cormare is like the only North American server. We just don't know yet. If they do it like, okay, so here's what they did in Lotro, right? Lotro, they added 2 servers for North America and 2 servers for Europe. They added Glamdring, which was a normal server for North America, and then they added, I forget the name of it, but it was a role-playing server for North America, and then for Europe got a normal server and a role-playing server, and I forget those names. And what happened when they did the merge? Those 4 servers were turned on. 95% of the population tried to get to the USA Glamdring, the non-RP USA 64-bit server. And that overwhelmed the server. The good news was that they got to see in real time the ceiling, the maximum amount of players that the server could hold before it started to like tank. And I think it's around 3,500 people logged in at the same time. That might not be 100% accurate, but it's a good ballpark. That says to me that the 64-bit server tech is really like solid, because if you were to look at DDO's total population that logged in for I don't even think we have 35. Most of the time we get about 1,200 players logged in at one time. So that says to me that they could technically make Cormyr 64 the new game server for the entire game, and it would successfully handle all of the people currently playing it, no matter where they are in the world. But probably what they're going to do, just because, you know, it probably makes good business sense to do it, is to turn on an EU server for people in Europe to have a better ping and for it to be more aligned with like their playtimes. They technically could think about doing that for Asia as well. I don't think they will, but they could, right? So like people playing from Australia would play on the EU server as opposed to playing here. Now that would negatively affect people who play in guilds, because like a lot of the guilds and stuff, right? Like members are like on Sarlona. There's a lot of people from Asia who play on Sarlona. So like I just don't think it would be a good idea to start like fracturing the community like that, but it's possible that Cormyr may be one of 2 USA servers, and then they might add 1 EU server and 1 Asia server, or some variation of what I'm talking about, depending on how they decide to go forward with it. But from my perspective, I kind of think that they could get away with like a less is more approach. Look at the damage that I just did they fix burning blood? It's just this insane damage. I don't think players use it, but I'm noticing that mobs that hit me with burning blood seem to do a lot. Again, like I'm used to playing on a warlock that has a lot of temporary hit points, so anyway, all of that's just my opinion. I have no, you know, like who knows what they're going to decide to do. I just hope that it's in the best interest of like the community. Like people really like hardcore because you log in and there's a lot of people playing. So I think if they put the entire population of the game onto one 64-bit server, it would be better. Now, it doesn't have to be Cormyr. It could be any whatever. It just so happens that Cormyr was the first one that they did, but you know, it doesn't really matter to me. And I've said this before, like if they add another 64-bit server and 95% of the population goes there, I will move everything from Cormyr to this new server. Like, I'm not married to staying on that idea. That idea is not something I'm like stuck on. I'll go wherever everybody else goes. So I want to be where all the other streamers are, so I can collab with them. I want to be where like the people I'm friendly with during hardcore, all the hardcore players that I love, you know, everybody who usually runs with us for hardcore. And then the other thing too is obviously like the people I know from Sarlona, like where are they gonna go? Like, so it may or may not be Cormyr, but whatever it is, I plan to go to whatever the most active server is, wherever there's the most people, right? So for right now, we're on Cormyr, but depending on what they announce, you know, we could decide to move. I will move off of Sarlona, though. I'll move my entire account to whatever it is that happens in the future. So, and it's not that I don't love Sarlona, I do. I've been there since it opened. You know, like I literally was there when they turned it on. So it's not that I want to leave. If they made like a Sarlona 64, I'd probably want to go there, but you know, it's the tech is so much better for 64 that I kind of, you know, I really want them to sort of like move us to 64 and then turn off all the 32s, just because like I would rather them focus their resources on optimizing the game for the future rather than trying to keep stuff alive. But they probably won't shut off the old servers right away. We'll see what happens in Lotro. I don't think they've been getting a lot of traffic on the old servers, but then again, I haven't really checked. I know the new 64-bit servers are super busy, though. And I haven't noticed anything. Like, I've noticed the game runs great on the new server in Lotro, so it's been a massive W from my perspective. The move itself was a lot of stress. It was a month of, like, really... How do I say it in a nice way? I don't think I can say it in a nice way. The move kind of sucked, but it wasn't anything I think that SSG did bad. It was just that their communication wasn't as good as it probably could have been. I moved my main and my guild, and then for like 10 days I didn't hear anything, and when I checked the servers I wasn't moved yet. So like there was just a lot of, and then I didn't want to log in and play because I was worried that I was going to lose. And the guild was a founders guild. I like made it the first, I think it was like the first day the server opened. So like I really didn't want to lose anything that I had done. So like it was basically a month of me not being able to play, constantly checking the accounts on the servers and then not being moved. And then suddenly at the end of the month, everything was moved and everything was great. And then I suddenly started getting emails from the server telling me that the move was successful. But it was a lot of weeks of just not knowing anything about what was happening and just feeling like I was just in a free fall and like I might lose stuff and I just didn't know what to do. So I think being ready for that sort of thing in DDO, but the good news I can report is at the end of that it was completely fine. Everything transferred. I didn't lose anything. It was all great. So maybe they learned enough doing Lotro that for DDO it'll be an easier process. The other thing to keep in mind too is like the Lotro community, they are probably like, I don't know the exact number, but I want to say probably 10 times bigger than DDO. So I think while if we have 3,000 people logging in and playing, they probably have 30,000 people logging in playing. So you know, I don't think it's that much, but it's a lot more than we have. So like they had to deal with quite a bit more in the move over there. But I'm sure they learned, right, guys? They probably learned. Chat, wouldn't you think? Wouldn't you hope? We hope. I also don't know what I'm talking about, chat, so you can ignore me. I'm just speculating. Nothing that I'm saying has any impact or bearing on like what's going to actually happen. My experience with Lord of the Rings was a very specific sort of a thing. They have housing over there in that game, which we don't have here. Although we do have like our guild ships, right? More burning blood. I'm gonna build up my archer focus stacks. I have 129 key. I probably should try to get some key too. I'm just waiting for this number to jump up and then I'll move again. All right, there it jumped. So I'm waiting for it. I'm going to try to get it up to like 25. All right, there it is. It's at 18. $23. All right, this next one will be it. So then we'll be doing our maximum damage when we go in there. You can tell a big difference between Sarlona and Cormier. Yeah, me too, man. Like, I can tell. Like, the 64 bits tech is really good. It's super smooth. Okay, here's a champ. Get rid of all these champs before I start hitting these. Alright, here we go. So let's hit these gongs. Did I get it? No, I fell. Alright, so I'm going to throw a target dummy in that, like right down in here. There we go. And then we'll try to just take this dude out. The worst thing that could happen is I get, like, earth grabbed, but they missed, so that was good. Nice. We locked in. I did that. What else am I missing out here? I forget. Oh yeah, it'll all transfer fine. Like that, I was saying that earlier too. Guild stuff transfers, all that's gonna transfer. They'll have a like a list of all your characters, and then one of those checkboxes will say something for the account itself, right? It'll have something. I forget what it said in Lotro, but it was like move all of your bank stuff, your marks, all of your currencies. So likely for DDO, it'll be like your stables, your monster manuals, your astral shards. And then what they did for the guilds, you have to move the guild master, like you have to log in on the guild that you move. You have to log in the guild master first, and then what that will do is it will then anybody else who's in the guild will automatically be added to the guild. So you just have to make sure that you log the guild master in first, and then everything. Now that might change, but that's what we had to do in Lotro, and that worked completely fine. So all the characters that I had in the guild, I didn't have to change anything. I was able to like log into them, no problem. So that Founders Guild, like I said, I made that on like the first day, so I was really worried about losing that, but everything worked completely fine, so. They'll probably have the same process for the ships, although I'm not sure if you'll have to like unpin anything and then repin it when you get back on the new server. That might be part of the process. Who knows? We'll see. They'll announce it soon. I think they're working on it now. But definitely something to look forward to, because, you know, the tech is way better. Way, way better. And we're on Sarlona right now, because this is my main. It's not like we notice anything, but it's just, Not sure, like... No, that's the guild. That's friends. If we look at the who, like, there's probably, like, 250 people on the server at the moment. Somewhere around there. So it's, like, not like this server is super busy. Alright, I did those. Oh, I didn't do those yet. Oh, actually, I should do that first. I should use my points, right? You know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna stretch here. I'm gonna go and appease my Karmic's addiction and use some of it. And I'm gonna refresh my tea. Just say no, kids. We can't do this on screen though, because this is hard drugs. So I'm going to have to apply this off screen because Twitch has a very strict no drug use policy. So I'm gonna get some tea and then we'll do this. We'll continue our DDO time. I don't even know what to take next, chat. Okay, here we go. I know what I'm gonna take next. We are going to do probably fortification bypass here. I mean, I could take... I don't have Watchful Eye yet, so I won't get the double shot. I could do my Fey thing, but, like, I'm not really fighting a lot of Fey creatures at the moment. I think having 10% more fortification bypass will probably help us more, so that's what we're gonna do there. But, okay, I'll be back.
Tell me where the treasure's hid. I heard there's a dragon and a wizard. It's what we love about video games, the most fun ever. Baby, let's play. Let's play. Baby, let's play. Monster swarm. A raging storm, what adventure awaits a hero's fate? It's what we love about video games, the most fun ever. Baby, let's play. Let's play. Baby, let's play. Where's the treasure? Where's the treasure? Mary, hey, la, la.